We are live. We are live. I'm Mama D. Welcome to 1111 Tarot. We are doing things completely different tonight. Who was that? Oh, shoot. Hold on. We got to mute some stuff. All over the place, huh? Okay. Let me mute this other phone. That's chat, so I can see what you guys are going to say. So I got my handy dandy little notebook, and I got a black marker. So every time I do a reading, now that we do dowsing rods and stuff, I get some people that are like, really love it when you talk true crime. I enjoy that, but I'm not into the tarot reading or the dowsing stuff. I'm like, okay. Then I get those that are like, would you just hurry up, get through what you're going to say so we can see the tarot reading? Don't like the dowsing rod. Then I get those people that are like, I love the tarot reading and the dowsing rod, but I don't want to hear anything you have to say. And I'm like, you know what? I got a solution. I'm going to break it up into 3 different lives. So I'm going to put my glasses on. You guys and I are going to come together. We're going to focus on these 4 innocent murdered victims. And I'm going to take down, I got a pen. I've already got some of my questions. I want to add some of yours. We're going to write our questions down on this so that we have them when I go into the tarot reading at 8 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm going to do the dowsing rods. So that way, whatever the person wants to watch, I'm there for you. I got your back, okay? All right, let me put my glasses on. I'm going to come up to chat, see how everybody is doing. And I know it's hard for you guys to look through the glasses, and I apologize. I had changed the lighting again. I'm always trying to make it work. So let's see what we have here. WV Holler Girl, hi, how are you? Angel UK, Tracy Faulkner, hello to you and Pez. Yo, baby Blondie, good to see you. I Got This is in the house. Joyful Dolphin, Interior Family Studios. A lot. Like I could go on for days. So we're going to also, in this little part, we're going to end on a much lighter note, which is going to be our Secret Santa. I've got the 2 numbers. There's only 1 giveaway tonight, but I got a backup number in case you guys don't get that when it's time. You'll know when it's time. We'll get on to it. So, hello to everybody. I know I can't wait for Jackie Moon Tooley. I can't wait. I talked to the person that is raising Jackie Moon and his mama and taking good care of him. And they sent me little pictures of him being held like this and like that. His little face. Oh, yeah, it's so cute. It really is. Katie Bug. Hi, Katie Bug's mom as well. Hope you are enjoying your dinner. It's okay. I appreciate when somebody tells me what they want or what they don't want, because as much as I'm still going to be me, there might be a way, like tonight, we're trying it with 3 different videos. Like we're going to try to talk true crime without doing the tarot cards in that live. And then we're going to devote the live to nothing but the tarot reading. Then we're going to do another live, and it's going to have the dowsing rods. So I got a lot to talk about, though. Ah, Daniel. Daniel says, will not be in the giveaways. Got my gift already, if you know what I mean. I do. The private reading on your missing loved one. I do. Thank you, Billie Jean. I thank you for what you do as well, my beautiful. You guys help me so much by coming on here, inspiring me, you know. She's starting already. That's the other reason I'm breaking it up, because sometimes if we don't break it up, our lives are like an hour and a half, and that's a long time to be, somebody have to pay attention the whole time. If you went over here, come here and I'll help you up. You can't make that jump. You'll never make it. You'll break your neck. Don't you try. Hold on, Mama, do it. Okay, gorgeous. She has been terribly needy for the last 2 days. You're super tired today? Poor Pez. I took a nap. Shh. I love you too, Jenny. Hey, Aubrey Holt, how are ya? And Kara Limetry, good to see you. Harsh Reality. Okay, I got this. Says Harsh Reality is going to have a new puppy. Aw, and its name is going to be Luna, a little French bulldog. After he lost Little Rocket, I'm glad that he's able to open his heart up. You know, that's hard. Like, it took me a long time. I lost my dog, Maya, back in September 2 years ago. And, or was it a year ago? It was a year ago. Feels like a long time since I've been without her. It's taken me a while to get to the point that I want another dog. I miss her so bad. I was so used to Maya. Daniel says, Mama D is the only one I can get caught up that long for. Thank you. Excuse me. You worried, Linda Lou? I am too. Are y'all worried about Gretchen being jealous of the new baby? We'll get through it as a family. We'll get through it as a family. It's going to be difficult. We're going to have the puppy over here. We're going to have Gretchen over here. I'm going to keep them apart most of the time because she doesn't like other dogs. Like when Maya came in her life, she was 7 years old, I think, or 8. And she did not like Maya, and she made that very clear. Like, she didn't want to snuggle. I'm not your friend. None of that. And so they lived completely separate. Like, they did not be friends. All right, you guys, let's talk a little bit about these 4 unfortunate victims, these co-eds. Now, we have found out a little bit more. There was 6 people in the house, right? So 2 they had to have slept through it or been part of it. That's the only options I can come up with. They either, and I talked to a friend of mine today. She doesn't do true crime, but she's a good sounding board. And I'm like, what do you think? And she's like, well, either they slept through it or they did it. And I'm like, yeah. And so I got questions. Now, I want you to put your questions in. I'm going to write some of your questions down that I feel feel a tickle in my throat. I'm trying to wet that part of my throat. You know what I mean? You feel a tickle like way down in here. You know, like trying to get the liquid to run onto that spot. True crime with Marv and Frank. I just heard there were 2 other people in the house. Can you imagine? My mind is stuck on that. Like, how would you ever be okay again if you are basically just a roommate? Either you've got, like Grizzly said, either you've got earbuds in or you're just so drunk that you're completely passed out and then you're spared. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's like too much for my mind to like understand. But I do have some good questions, okay? It's a bloodbath, you guys. There's blood allegedly running outside of through the walls on the outside of the house, allegedly. So the blood is so much so that it's seeping through and coming on the outside of the house, a complete bloodbath. And the police get this call reporting an unconscious person. What does that even mean? Who would call and be like, I think somebody's unconscious? I don't get that. Oh, I got this. Thank you. I say I don't got this, and then I'm like, thank you, I got this. No, I said, I don't get that. Then I'm like, I got this. Thank you for that snooper chat, my lovely. Thank you. Heaven Reigns. Hey, Mama D, one of the girls had a big guy's black jacket on in the food truck video. Check it out. I did. I watched that whole video. That's weird. And then did you see the guy that's kind of lurking in the background? Did you notice he never orders food? Like, he appears to arrive with the girls. He kind of hovers around them, but they don't seem like they're with him, but they're not really apart from him. But he never orders food. He doesn't leave directly with the girls. Like, they go this way, he's like that way. And I don't know, something that he shows up the same time they get to the food truck, and then he leaves right after they do, but he doesn't get any food. That is strange. Good question, Fab Laundry. Did the killer ring 911? That's what we're going to write our first question. Now, I won't be able during the reading to say who wrote, whose question it is, but did the killer, keep them short so that we can fit them on a sticky note, did the killer ring 911? Now, if the killer rang 911, you guys, was the killer in the house that late in the day? Like, what? Were these people killed like around 11 o'clock or something, and then the killer rang? I mean, that's what's confused me. We're ignoring you, Gretchen. You've had everything. We're training Gretchen. So for those of you that are new to 1111 Tarot, we wait and we dote on Gretchen through every live, and we do always. We have a new puppy coming. We're worried she's going to teach the new puppy to do this. So she's had everything she needs. She doesn't need a thing. Stop. Enough. Lay down. She's literally looking at me like this. Like, what do you mean, Willis? What do you mean? What do you mean? Wait, be quiet. What do you mean? Enough. I'm busy. I'm working. So, did the killer ring 911? That's one of our questions. Ginny's got a good question. Were any of the roommates involved? I'll put in the murder. We'll say murderers. And let me know, like, I intended originally to do this part in SteamYard so that I can post your comments. So next time we'll be doing this, it'll be in SteamYard. And then let me know after we do it this way, where we have the 3 different lives. They're all connected together, so you can click to get to the next one and the next one and so forth, so you don't have to go look for them or anything. A little thumbnail at the end. We'll see how this goes. Okay, were any of the roommates involved in the murders? I'm just sticking them. Actually, we're going to have to add our 1111 board, so I'm just going to stick them over there. Love yourself. Good to see you. Was the killer already in the home when they came in? That's my question. Yes, me and you think a lot alike. So where is that? Was the killer already in the house is what I wrote. Okay, very good question. Let me put a check by that. Was the killer in the house already? So I want to do these before we do a reading, these little chats, because when I'm doing a reading, I cannot focus on you guys and do a reading because it pulls my, focus away, right? That was kind of redundant, but you know what I'm saying. So I feel disconnected from what you're trying to comment and what you want to ask. And I'm like, how can I do this? This might be the answer. Have a preliminary meeting on a live like this, me write down your questions, and then when we do the live, I can ask the questions on the tarot cards and possibly the divining rods. Okay. What case is this? Indy wants to know. So, Indy girl, so sorry, you guys. I had a headache and I've been congested a little bit all day. This is the case in Moscow, Idaho, where 6 individuals, 6 co-eds, college students, all live in one house. And Sunday morning at around 11, the cops get this phone call. And they respond to it thinking they have an unconscious victim. Now, one of my questions, why not an ambulance? Why the cops go there? If it's an unconscious victim, why wasn't the ambulance the first one there? Why? I don't even think we have to ask that. I just want to know that. You know what I mean? Was the door left open by the killer? Because the front door, so the sister to one of the victims, and I don't know how she knows, but she says they did everything right, including after they pottied the dog. The last thing they did was lock up the house. But in the press release, the presser by the law enforcement, they said the door was open. So, was the door left open by the killer? Okay. It was a keypad, PJ Barker says. Interesting. Daniel says, police usually get there first because they are closer to the ambulance than the ambulance gets to the scene, but that's just here. You might be right in my case, or in our case, this case too. That could be it. Aw, Deborah Ramirez, thank you. I love you too, my beautiful. Thank you. All right, Joyful, what do you have? Somebody said, good question, Joyful. Where are you? Did he take a souvenir? Okay. Did the killer, we're just going to say killer because it could be male, it could be female. Did the killer take a, how do I spell souvenir? Oh my golly, souvenir. I'll know what it says. It's not even close to right. Great question, Allie. I wanted to know that too. Are there cameras on the house that they entered or across the street? So, where is that question? Okay. I had a two-part question, and that was part of it. So one of my questions is, how did the killer leave the residence without leaving a trail of blood? If it's a blood bath for murdered victims, how does the killer leave without leaving a trail of blood? How does the killer leave without trail of blood? Right? I mean, I had a scenario, and I am not accusing anybody, but let's say you're inside the house already, and you're a roommate. What if you had on the victim's clothes already? Because one of the family members, if not a couple, talked about all of the roommates sharing clothes at times and even getting in fights over clothes. And I'm like, okay, so let's say this killer was going to plan to murder the other people in the house. If while the other people are gone out of the house, you put on their clothes, the victim's clothing, and then you proceed to do the murder, you could then strip the clothes off, drop them where they are, and you would have no clothes because it would be mixed in with the bloodbath. And as long as you didn't get cut, you're not leaving any of your blood. But because you are a roommate, you share clothes knowingly, the DNA would be a hit or a miss. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, why's your DNA on these clothes? And who knows, maybe the killer threw other clothing from closets or drawers into the mix to really make it crazy. I don't know. We don't know yet. But the thing is where would they wash off their hands? Because any amount of blood that you would cleanse off your body, unless they put gloves on up to here, and like they could put dishwasher gloves on and tape, right? But then where'd they put the gloves? Where is the stuff? The killer had to have something to dispose of, like the knife. That's a prime example, even if the killer was naked and just went in there and did that. How did the killer get out the doors? And did he get out or she get out and then come back in? They are looking into not only the roommates, but a lot of other people. Aw, Jenny, hit the like, y'all. Show Mama D all the love. I love you, Jenny. Thank you, beautiful. Kathy says, was there anyone that saw someone go into the house like a bystander? Not at this point that has come forward, no. Or that we know about. Marietta says that killed was in the house. You think the killer was in the house? Think the killer could have been waiting in the house previously and not even been a roommate? Like, what if it's in the middle of the day? Everybody's gone. Let's pretend everybody had something to do at a different time. Like this couple went that way. Those girls went that way. They went that way. The killer, but there's no forced entry. It's just creepy. It's just creepy. Deborah says, what about the guy that arrived with the girls at the food cart, then followed them when they left? But he didn't really follow them. He arrives at the same time and he exits, but he doesn't go directly behind them. Like, did he do that for camera and then come back in? And it's creeping me out that he's wearing this hoodie and he doesn't order food. He never orders food. He never picks up food. He stays in the shadows so that you can't get a good look on his face. But if he's a killer, why would he even go on camera? I mean, everybody knows that food court has cameras. Hi, Livy Live. Thank you for becoming a Starseed. Thank you. Livy is also jumps over at T-Revs too. That's where I know her from. So welcome to 1111 Tarot. Happy to have you here. PJ Barker, good question. Getting Mama D's notebook and pen handy. Good question. Here we go. Was it a serial killer? Well, it is a serial killer because they killed 4. Was this a first kill? Let's say that. Was this the killer's first murders? Good questions, you guys. I knew this was the way to go. This way I can get, the stuff that you want to know too. Whoa, it just jumped and I saw a really good one. Lee, 4 were killed. 2 slept through the whole thing, allegedly. Hey, Whiskey Boots, good to see you. And Deborah K. Deborah K feels like it could be the other roommates. Becky Nay, hello, good to see you. Welcome to 1111 Tarot. Love Yourself says, the girl's supposed to have an Uber. He might have run to his car to follow. Could he have been an Uber driver? I've never had an Uber driver get out of their vehicle and do that before. They always wait in their vehicle. But that could have happened. That is weird. Kathy McCallie. Did someone have a key? Right? She says, someone had a key, Mama D. Did the killer have a key? Did the killer have a key? Had the girls, anybody, even had any of them lost their keys at some point? Somebody did the little wax thingy or the soap thingy or whatever. And then, or just took and got a new key made for the house and then made the keys miraculously appear. So they had a key for the house. Or did someone in the household give other people a key? Did the killer have a key? Ooh, B. Rando. I like this question because that could get us some justice. All right. B. Rando asks, did the killer cut themselves? Did the killer cut themselves? I gotta drop the heat before we do a tarot reading. It's like an oven. Okay. Daisykins asks, was it someone the girls rejected? Was it someone the girls rejected? All right, let's take a minute and let's take a breather. You're on a roll. You're on a roll. Keep your questions coming, but get ready. Get ready. Get ready. We're going to do a Secret Santa break just to lighten the mood a little because it gets heavy, right? Here we go. 1 through 100. 1 through 100. You'll see the 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and it'll say go, and then I'll say 1, 1, 1, 1, stop. Now, if you have won in a Secret Santa before, please know that I leave it for other people. You know what I'm saying? Let the other people have a chance. All right? So if you've won before, you're not eligible, is what they say. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so this is for those that have not won. Now, once I say 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, go, and then I say 1, 1, 1, stop, it'll be on my screen, whoever appears in between those numbers, because it's different for everybody. So I have to put my stake in the ground. I'm taking my screen. I will look and I will show you my number, right? And go. Go, 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 go. 1 through 100. Okay. Let's see what we got. Where's my number? Here's my first number. We have a second number in case this one doesn't get picked. It's a 6. Okay? So let's see who got it. Oh, I did it too soon. Well, I went well past my stop. I'm still going. And not one person that I'm seeing did a 6. Nobody did a 6. So we will do it again in a minute. I've got a second number picked. All right. So we will try again in a minute. But the number was 6. This is hard. I feel like I'm like trying to pick something easy, but I got my other number picked. All right, back to the questions. Like I'm getting you all over the board. Yeah, making sure you're awake. You're awake. Question. Was the killer over or under 25 years old? Was the killer over 25 years old? Okay, good question. We're going to take just a couple more, and then we're going to hop off here, and at 8 o'clock, which will give us a little reprieve so that I can make sure that she's got what she needs without interrupting the camera. And did you notice when we ignored her, how quiet she got? That's key, because I know she got everything she needed. She's just wanting attention. Okay, Deborah asks, was the killer at the food cart? Was the killer at the food court or truck, whatever you want to ask? Good questions, you guys. Aw, Jenny pointed out something, y'all. Do you love me really? Because we got 210 beautiful people in here. And I want to say thank you to the 50 of you that were kind enough to hit the like button. Thank you. I want you to show me your love right back at me, right? Ooh, Monica, was it premeditated? Now, we asked some of these yesterday, but I like to really dig in deep. And the more I dig into a case, the more I can understand the energies. I get a better understanding of it. It's like I say all the time, tarot is like watching a silent movie, and you're not quite sure how all the energies are intermixing. Sometimes you might have to watch it a couple times to truly understand it. Once I do it a few times, I start truly locking in and understanding. Oh, I recognize this energy. It did this and this, or it didn't do this and it did this, what have you. Oh, Canadian Cookie, 6 months as a starseed. Thank you, my beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, wait a minute. I lost the questions. Shoot, that was a good one. I lost that one, and I just said it was such a... Oh, premeditated. Was this premeditated? I'm not that great at spelling. I also want to say thank you to all my beautiful starlights that joined me in members chat last night, and for the subscribers and those that are new that watched us do... Well, we're trying to bring awareness about fentanyl and how dangerous it is. And I think I've come up with some ideas for solutions. So I know that sounds crazy, but I probably will be doing another. We're going to go on StreamYard with a panel, and it's going to be open to all subscribers next time. It'll either be tomorrow night, on Friday night, or Saturday night. We'll see how I'm feeling. But I want to do an open panel, and I want to talk about ways that we can make a difference in our world for our youth. How can we prevent this? How can, what has worked for certain people? Can we try it in other ways? So there's a big educational, if you will, workshop where we do kind of like we're doing here, where we just basically really buckle in and try to understand how we can make a difference, right? Honey Bunny, 2 months. I love you too, my beautiful. Whoops, I dropped my marker. Love you to the moon and back. 2 months as a starseed. Good to have you. Okay. Allie says, is that correct? She wants to know, is there more than one killer? All right. That is our last one I'm writing. Is there more than one killer? Okay, you guys. We almost used the entire remaining. This is how many we got. And I know I can't ask any more than that. I won't even be able to get on all of these probably. Now, before we go, I want you to think about this. I have some weird stuff. Why did the large dog not respond? Or did he? So, why didn't neighbors hear the dog barking, carrying on? Was the dog covered in blood? What about the big dog that they let out to go potty? Was he, if the neighbors didn't hear the dog barking, The roommates are sleeping there. They're not hearing the dog bark. Was the dog locked in their room? Still would have heard this commotion. So my question is, how did the killer do this without disturbing the dog? That's big. How did the killer leave the residence without leaving a trail of blood and without any cameras recording them? In today's world, there's cameras everywhere. There's cameras that can go right down onto the street with Google Earth, right? So that's a big thing. We all have the same questions. I get it. But I'm calling them out a little bit. How did the roommate not hear anything? Both roommates didn't hear anything. And of course, was the killer already in the house? So intuitively, these are some things I'm going to be touching on, or I'm touching on. According to my reading yesterday, the killer may have worked with one of the victims at one time. Like there could be a working relationship. Now, does that mean they could have went to school together? Yes, because you're doing work, you're doing your assignments, you're not getting paid necessarily, but well, you're getting tuition, or you might be paid depending on who you are. But I'm just saying, I feel like it's a work related something intuitively. And I could be wrong on these. I'm just throwing these out. They are speculative based on my readings. Rejection as part of the motive is also what I pulled out of the reading in the dowsing rod, is that this individual was angry. Now, I feel very strongly about this, so I want to talk about this. This is my point before I leave, and it's the meat of why I wanted to do the live stream with you guys. Number one was to get your questions so that you feel and know you are a part of the tarot reading, because I don't always have time, nor can I talk to chat. So in the next two videos, you guys are there, but you're going to be talking amongst yourself because I'll be doing my stuff. So I wanted to have interaction with you. All right, but they were cut. So all four individuals, a knife-like edged weapon is used. The knife represents words. When you use a knife, it is cutting. Words cut, right? Double-edged sword can be your own tongue. Also, it's an aggressive stabbing motion, is like a really deep felt something. So when you look at swords that are knives, right? Swords in the tarot, it's S words. It's all about the air, cutting the air like a knife, expressing yourself. It's all about communication. And this person, I believe, the mayor is right. I believe 100% this is a crime of passion. Doesn't have to be passion in the way of sexual or romantic. It could be passion in the way that somebody felt rejected. I feel like the killer had extreme feelings to cause a bloodbath like this. This is not somebody that's like, I'm going to go out and I'm just going to slit a throat and move on. This is somebody that kills four individuals and leaves blood bath. They are in a frenzy. They are in a frenzy. Now, in my personal opinion, I feel very strongly this individual has been in the home before and is familiar with their surroundings. Intuitively, I feel like the dog knows this person, because we don't hear about the dog tearing down a door to get to nobody. And we know the dog wasn't drunk. The dog didn't have earbuds on. So how did this happen without anybody hearing? Well, if all these individuals were asleep, these could have been just simply the pillow over the head and cut the throat to all of them, and then done the naughty, gross. Ugh. So that was some of it. But the fact that this sword or knife, a sharp-edged weapon, tells me in a profiling way from an intuitive, anytime, a knife is used, it's because somebody has held back their words and they can't anymore. And they get into a fit of rage, and they're using that knife as their communication, which is sick. Yes, it is sick, but it is also a way to speak your frustration out. So, all right, my beautifuls, I will see you in about a half hour. If that is what you choose to do, it will be the tarot reading. And if that doesn't interest you, perhaps the dowsing rod will, which will be in an hour and a half. Until then, I love you. To the moon and back. God bless you, beautiful. See you again real soon. Thank you.